You may have seen this clip before. It has over 62 million views on YouTube and over 1 million likes. It comes from famous operatic soprano Diana Damrau, and she is singing what is known as the Queen of the Night's aria. This was filmed at the Royal Opera House in London, England. You may have also heard some other operatic clips and thought that they were really crazy, really loud, really high. Maybe you really liked them, or maybe they just weren't your cup of tea. However, today I'd like to talk to you about why you should listen to opera and enjoy it. My name is Sarah Barkoris, and something about me that you may not know is I myself am an opera singer. I am also an actress and an SMU senior. And all of these things make me really unique because I too am also part of Gen Z and an incredible music lover. This photo here was taken last summer in Piobico, Italy, where I'm in the chorus of another opera, Le Nozze di Figaro, also known as The Marriage of Figaro. This photo here was taken at the same festival where I am in the chorus for the Opera Scenes program. And this most recent photo here was taken in February of this year, where I am playing the role of Suor Osmina in SMU's production of Suor Angelica. I would now like to show you a quick clip of me singing to see how opera can be different than what you just saw. As you can see, that was a bit different from the first clip. It didn't go quite as high and was more lyric and streamlined. These are both operatic arias, or pieces where the character stops and sings, much like in musical theater. The operatic community is really wanting to engage young people, so let's show you some statistics. According to the BBC, or British Broadcasting, 24% of Gen Z people are buying retro media. This can include anything from sonograms, records, etc., physical copies of books, things that most people wouldn't seem as present times but are becoming really popular. Additionally, 16% of Gen Z actually already listens to opera. This statistic surprised me when I first learned it because it's higher than I thought it was going to be. And the reason why I'd like to talk to you today about opera is because it's something that I myself am really, really passionate about, and I think you should be too. And is that Mario right there? Yes, it is. Pacific Opera Project, located in NoHo, California, is trying to engage Gen Z by combining opera with modern day topics. Like I mentioned, this is going to bring some of the crowd in that might not always attend an opera. If you like movies, TV, or even books, then you should potentially try opera. Saying you don't like opera is like saying you don't like watching movies. You might actually just not like the one movie you've seen and want to be introduced to something new. Opera is art too, just like film, television, books, or musicals. Musical theater is actually an extension of opera. We began with opera way back in the day, and this eventually transitioned to operetta, or operatic comedies, which then eventually was taken over to America and turned into what we know today as musical theater. I think it's really important to know the history behind opera so you can potentially fall in love with it too. It doesn't have to be complicated. The first clip I showed you of the Queen of the Night aria, that comes from the Magic Flute, or Die Zauberflöte in German. And this is known as opera for beginners, not as if you should be singing it or anything, but more simply because it's a fairy tale, and many children are taken to it because it's easy to understand. There are lots of resources as well to get started in listening to opera. For example, the Met Opera does live broadcasts, and you can go on their website, check the archives. There are tons of them that you can listen to for free. They also do weekly radio showings on Saturdays. Spotify is a great resource as well. At the end of this video, I will post a link to a Spotify playlist that I think you all would really, really enjoy. And additionally, just do your research. Like I mentioned, opera is an art form. So if you want something funny, there's tons of comedic operas. If you want something talking about the political climate today, again, tons of operas. Contrary to popular belief and what you might not know, operas are still being composed today and are being premiered around the world. Additionally, opera doesn't have to be expensive. Places like the Dallas Opera offer student tickets for around $40 for around $100 seats. So it's easy to afford and you can do it from your own home. I encourage you to think about what you've learned today and be able to see how emotional and how incredible opera can be. Thank you so much.